What is up, everybody? DanDanTheFireman here. We're going over the brand new MotoStars video. Looks like we have some road surface hazards, some panic braking. We got some crashes here, so we're going to probably talk about how to rescue on that one.
Hey,
Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha.
I've got a bunch of unexpected and crazy situations.
Okay, let's take a look. We're on the interstate, did a head check. He's going to move over because it's an emerging area.
So
perfectly good. That's part of positioning for safety. He's positioned off to the left. Locating hazardous, just had a blowout. Oh, there it is. Slowing it down. Good job with the brakes and moving into a new position for safety. So that was really good. So he recognized. Okay, let's go ahead and go over just the plan method on this one. And then we're going to apply the plan method on the other one. So position for safety, you're always trying to put yourself in a new position for safety by locating hazardous situations. Are they relevant threats? Could be. If not, not a big deal. But you're going to navigate around active ones. So right here, let's take a look. Cha-cha-cha-cha. So we're coming up to emerging area on the interstate. So we're on the right lane. I get it. The people that are merging, so he did a double check and see how many people were there. People that are merging should be yielding to us on the main highway already. So we should be yielding when we're entering, right?
Crazy situation.
But I don't like it. So he did a head check. This is what I would do. Do a head check and just move over to a new position so I can avoid anything that could happen.
So check this.
So he's now in a new position. So we located the hazardous situation. Is it a relevant threat? Could be. Let's just go ahead and navigate ourselves into a new position. So perfect.
Safe.
Perfect here. So just had a blowout. So located a hazardous situation up ahead. Assessing in his mind, this might be a relevant threat, but there's no active threats right now. So we're on high alert. So before anything happened, he started slowing down. He's here, the downshifting. It's like, let's just be cautious when we're coming up to here. And then now we have a road surface hazard being launched across. I don't know how that happened, but it got launched across. But since we already slowing down, we already located and assessed that there could be a relevant threat. Now there's an active one because that thing's going to get in our path of travel. So we have to put ourselves in a new position for safety, which he has an escape route over here on the left. So very good. So he's going to utilize his escape path. Slowing it down, avoided the tire that just got launched out for some reason. Did a head check real quick to make sure there's no traffic. Got back on and then started taking off. So it was very good. That was utilizing the plan method fully. So with that knowledge, we're going to watch the other crashes and close calls and apply the plan method to everything else. So right here, watch out for open lane patterns. We have a red light. Okay, so that person was not locating that this was a red light and it's an irrelevant threat and we have to navigate with emergency braking. So what happened was that we panic broke. We slammed that front brake and we lost traction on that front tire. So you notice how we lost traction right there. Nobody hit us. Nobody knocked us down. We lost traction on the front tire because we slammed that front brake. Now, if you're in this position and you can't stop in time, it might be best to just go through and watch out for any traffic and might have to do emergency swerve or whatever, but just go through and avoid the pedestrians, avoid any road surface hazards, avoid any roadway users. Because if you just slam the front brake, you run the risk of this. Another way you can prevent this is that pay attention back there, way back there, and slow down because your total stopping distance is terrible if you try to stop from here to right here and slamming that front brake. So the multiple things you can do if you get caught in this, it might be better just to go through, but the best way to prevent it is to be paying attention to the signs and signals. And if we do crash, so here's the third option, we do crash as a smart rider, we're acquiring and using personal protective equipment because he landed on his left shoulder, and motorcycle gear, you have shoulder armor. So hopefully it's going to mitigate that so you don't break your AC joint, so the head of your humerus inside of your acroclavicular joint. You don't want to break anything in there and then tear your labrum or tear any of those ligaments and tendons. That'd be kind of crappy. Also, you're landing on your elbow. You don't want to break an elbow. Well, good thing he has a helmet because he hit the side of his head too. Hopefully it's not too bad. So he's checking his arm because he did hit his arm pretty hard. All right, the car did indicate late, but I was too close to them to notice it. I was looking ahead to see if the road is clear. Lesson learned, don't tailgate. So what we're talking about there is space cushion. Okay, so don't tailgate. You want to have a space cushion. So good position right here. I like it. See how you can see super far? This is good positioning, but maintain a space cushion. It's good for line of sight and escape path. So right now, if they slam the brakes, we're going to watch this, but if they slam the brakes, you can just kind of go forward. You're not going to hit the back of the truck or back of the car. Oh, unless they switch lanes like that. That was kind of a D move, kind of random. That was definitely on the car driver. Good job with the emergency braking, though. That was really good. All right, we're going pretty fast, 145 kilometers per hour. Passing people. Oh, slam the brake. Ooh, got lucky that there was an actual road there. Now we're going probably the appropriate speed limit. All right, let's go back just a little bit. So we're going 152. We're probably outrunning our headlights, so we won't be able to stop in time with what we can see with our headlights. So we're taking a guess what's after our headlights there's still going to be road when it comes to applying the brakes. So right here, he slams the brakes. That's why the camera went from back here to forward. That's why you can't see the speedo anymore because the weight transferred to that front tire. But he slammed it, and it's going to cause jostling because he's starting to lose traction. Lost traction. Now, I'm assuming he probably wanted to go over here. Thankfully, there's a road here. Normally, the road just keeps going, and there's like grass and cliff or whatever it is if you're in the mountains. So he's very lucky that this was the case and took this as an escape. And then slowed down, downshift, slowing down, downshift, all that stuff. Because he's in second gear right there. He was in fifth. So he's in fifth gear, freaking out. Now we're over here. Downshift, fourth, third, second. Yeah, so he got very lucky. Very, very lucky. All right, cruising at 62. And I always like to look at that. What's the speed? What's the environment that we're in? What are the road signs coming up? It looks like we have a turn coming up, so intersection, right? So set yourself to this situation. Are we speeding? That could be a problem for us, for emergency braking, swerving, and anything else. There could be roadway users. So I'm always looking at the scenario when it comes to these crashes and close calls.
This situation is a good reminder of why
So he's slowing down.
To avoid painted road markings.
So roundabout.
Almost immediately after riding over one,
Painted lines.
He loses control of his bike.
Okay, so we're turning hard. Not a big deal. We're increasing speed. Painted line. Was there anything on the... Yeah. So leaning pretty hard, increasing our speed. So leaning needs traction. So you need to use tire traction for leaning. And then when you're increasing speed, you need traction on those tires to be able to grab the ground so that you can propel yourself. And then the road surface itself can remove traction, and usually paint will do that to you. So try to avoid paint, try to avoid speeding around corners, and try to avoid leaning so hard in these turns. I get it, it's fun, it's a roundabout, but this is one of those hazards. Now, if he did it like right here where there's still asphalt, he probably wouldn't have fallen over. So just avoid the paint if you're gonna be doing this. Or just go through the intersection kind of easy. So when we talk about gear, take a look at that. So he's looking at his arm, so he's got some road rash. But look at his leg. Okay? So right there is where you have protection on your gear, especially on the knee. So he's probably got a little bit of pain in his left leg. And then as soon as he gets up, he's like, ow, something's burning, something hurts. When you do that, right? If you poke yourself, you're like, ow. You look at it, you try to put your eyes on the injury. So you probably have some injuries there. So on motorcycle jackets, you have abrasion resistance on the outside like that. And then you have armor on the elbows. So make sure you get that.
No
Thankfully,
way.
I mean, he's not checking his hands because he's got gloves. He's not checking his feet because he's got boots. He's got a helmet.
Oh.
So wear full gear.
I got.
And double check
No
yourself.
way that happened to me again, bro.
Again. Okay, so common denominator here. Slow it down. Slow it down.
Yeah. All right.
All right, going pretty fast here with the flow of traffic. A Prius obviously comes out. That was definitely an open lane pattern. So if you don't know what an open lane pattern is, our lane is pretty open. We're in this lane right now. We do this all the time. We switch into lanes that are open, but our lane is open. So the pattern that we're looking for is if there's cars stacked up, they're stacked up and they want to switch into the open lane. So this Prius switched because it was stuck behind this vehicle right here. So if we're coming up to something like this, so we just switched lanes. We don't want to be stuck behind them. We did it ourselves. Anticipate that you might want to do that too. So you see that, be careful passing. It's hard to be careful passing when the whole goal is to go fast. You just anticipate and hope they're never going to do that. People do that. You just did it. So be careful when you see that pattern. We have a sharp left turn. Like I said, we're always looking for signage. Sharp left turn. We're in a group ride. We're staggered. We're doing pretty good. Okay. So he's looking back. And he just never looked at the road that was turning. So definitely a rookie mistake, looking back and just keep going straight when the road turns. Pay attention to what's in front. Wear a Cardo pack talk. There's a link in the description for 10% off. Wear a Cardo, talk to each other. You don't have to look back. I get it. Maybe you want to look back for cool camera angles. So when we got this right here, that's the guy on the ground. So the first thing we want to do when somebody crashes is remain calm, ensure our own safety. So he parked off on the side. We want to remain calm. Tell someone to call 911 or you call 911 yourself because usually everyone will just stand around not doing anything. And if he's truly in a bad way, if nobody's doing anything, nobody's calling emergency services, you can't get the chain of survival going. So if he's just bleeding out or has like a brain injury or legs like completely broken and it's been 10 minutes and nobody's called 911, well, if you call 911 at the beginning, before like in 10 minutes, maybe somebody's already there to start helping. And then they might need to get surgery. So pay attention to that. And then stop any major bleeds. So if he's bleeding out, we have a leg injury, arterial bleed or whatever, like a really bad cut, put a high and tight hasty tourniquet. Same thing with the arm. Don't want to put a tourniquet on the neck if there's a bleed up here. Don't do that. You want to keep their airway. You can also do direct pressure and you can pack the wound. That's something you want to learn with stop the bleed classes. And then quickly assess the severity. So if he's starting to ask like a lot of the same questions every 5 minutes, he probably has a TBI. So just don't let him get it back on the bike because a lot of people are like, let's just get back on the bike. I'm embarrassed. No, dude, you have a TBI. We're going to sit here. You need to go to the hospital. We want to double check and make sure it's not a brain bleed. Spinal cord injuries. He's like, my legs feel tingly. More than likely has a spinal cord injury. So we're not going to get back on the bike. We're just going to call 911. Shock symptoms. He starts to look pale. And it says like cool, clammy, and profuse sweating. So profuse sweating is not like you've been outside all day and you're just like drenched, like you're just like sweaty. Profuse sweating is called diaphoresis. And what that is that imagine you just took a shower and you step out without drying. How soaked you are. That's what diaphoresis is. And that's what, when you see somebody like that, it looks like they just stepped out of the shower and they're just out here. That means their body is just shooting fluids out. They're going into shock. So be very careful with that. It's going to be weird. It's like, wow, dude, why are you so wet? That's what she said. So just be careful with that. He looks embarrassed, not a big deal. So he looks to be fine. But you want to be paying attention to that. Probably shot some brown fluid too. Yeah, TJ. Here we go.
Here the driver is cleared for
nice little space cushion. Very good. Looks like he's got full gear. Okay, we're going to pass. Oh, they want to pass too. Good job with the braking. Good job with the braking, and then we have to get ourselves out of it so he accelerates out. Very good. Stuff happens. Not supposed to be riding, or not supposed to be driving on the gore area. Looks like they went to pass everybody. He wanted to pass. It's not good. Just let them be idiots. Looks like they're riding with the flow of traffic. Not a big deal. Look at the motion blur on this camera. Probably shot it in 24 frames. So we're going a little too fast in the corner. Are we going to save it? Are we going to save it? Very good. A little bit too fast for that person on the corner. Started turning a little bit late. Managed it. Okay, here we go. Going this flow of traffic. Doing pretty good. Now we're speeding up. Now we're not going the flow of traffic. We have people going crazy. Good. Just took an exit. Wasn't supposed to be the exit he's supposed to take, but took the escape. Tell each other on your Cardo Pack Talks. I'll see you guys at the restaurant, or I'll see you guys at home real quick. I'm going to have to take this weird detour, and it's probably going to disconnect because you guys going to be too far away from each other, but good job on him actually taking the escape instead of trying to force himself back onto that road over there, which would have probably caused an accident. So pretty hard shifting, not a big deal. Beautiful looking area. Side of the vehicle, good job applying the brakes. Move over finally. So the locating and then positioning, you have to navigate back. Looking back at it, I can say reducing my speed could have avoided this near collision. I was more frustrated than I found out in my situation rather than being angry at the driver. Drive safe, y'all. God bless. So wasn't going fast, was able to apply the brakes in time, and then just kind of swerve over with one hand. Imagine if we were speeding around that corner, we would have collided with that car. So, speed sometimes is a factor
On one hand,
when it
the
comes to
rider
you
was
guys
definitely
crashing.
going too fast. On the other, the driver didn't check properly.
So speeding
Both of
up
them
a little
got
bit.
Very valuable lesson that day.
Not a big deal. There's that, though. So nighttime, it's hard to see us. It's even hard to see the cars. You didn't see that until the last second. Imagine trying to see us on the road. A car takes up the whole lane. We're just a tiny little thing with one headlight. They got two headlights. It could be dangerous.
Both of them got a very valuable
So you see the headlights there. They start to turn. At this point, we have to roll off the throttle, apply some emergency progressive braking so that we can stop in time.
lesson that day.
Or at least slow down enough. So he did slow down enough, realized it wasn't going to stop before he was going to hit, so swerved left. So practice your emergency braking, practice your emergency swerves. Yeah, checking his pants and looking back. Get yourself going because you got traffic coming.
Oh my god, that scared me, man.
Yeah, scared the crap out of him.
Holy.
All right, going with the flow of traffic, you can see him getting closer in my mirror. Okay, let's take a look. I'll try to get out of the way. So I'm assuming that's the person right there. Yep, there it is. Let's see what position he put himself in. Okay, so this right here is the position I would put myself in if somebody's tailgating, because it gives them the option to pass you. And yes, they might take part of your lane. They're probably going to do that anyways if you're over here. But this way you're positioning off to the right so that if they do take your lane, it's not going to be close to you, okay? So this is actually pretty good. Let's see what happens. And it's annoying because it's like, dude, pass me already. And I get that. So he slowed down. He was at 69. Now he's going to 64.
Fast forward like 5-ish minutes. This guy's still riding me.
So he's going down to
close.
60.
He's not getting any farther back, so I kind of tell him, like, back off. He's a little bit too close, and I don't like it. You guys can't see it, but he's like flicking me off. He's extremely mad, banging on his steering wheel.
So when it comes to that, like, just think about it. Just a little bit. Let's dive a little bit in there. So he went from like 69 miles an hour to 55 to 60, and he's literally saying pass, pass. The guy wants you to go fast so he can go faster. More than likely, the guy doesn't feel comfortable passing. He doesn't like to, like, he has a fear of passing for, or whatever. So he's like, you just go fast so I can go the speed I want. It's like, dude, get a better skill set and pass me. Just pass me. And another thing you can do if you don't like it, if it's been 5 minutes, just do this. Go down to like 30. They just go, get back on, go back to 60. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Think of it as a fun way to practice your emergency swerve to the right, downshifting, shift back up, and then get back on, and then now you're practicing emergency acceleration. Make it a training moment for you so this guy can get out of your way.
So right here, I just try to get him to go around me because I don't want to have to deal with that. And this is where things escalate.
Oh, geez. Now it escalates? So you just... Oh. Okay. Well, solved the problem. Not a big deal. All right, here we go. What do we got here? So the sign, sharp right turn. Okay? Always pay attention to that. Keep a good space cushion so you can make these turns. Oh, they're stopping for some reason. Oh, because that person turned left. Took an escape path using a Cardo Pack Talk Edge. Link in the description for 10% off. But did what he needed to do. Probably couldn't stop in time. But that's why I always keep a space cushion. But handled it. A little scary. You never want to be that close to somebody. All right, so intersections, red light. We're taking a right-handed turn. Not a big deal. Very good. We have a side of the vehicle right there. They might come out, so be careful.
Really, bro?
So good job applying the brakes and seeing that ahead of time and slowing it down. Imagine if as soon as we turned, we just accelerated hard.
Not paying attention.
No, yeah, they weren't.
Example for you guys, like,
Yep.
I was watching him the whole time.
Good, good.
The feeling.
So watch him the whole time. So located hazardous situations with that vehicle sticking out. Right there, side of the vehicle. Assessed if it's a relevant threat. Is it an active threat? Yes, it is. They're coming out. So it's an active threat. So we have to put ourselves in a new position for safety by rolling off the throttle, applying the brakes, allowing them to go through, or just kind of seeing what's happening here.
Really?
So that's what he was doing.
Bro?
Now they stop. Now we want to get ourselves out of traffic. So we have to now put ourselves in a new position for safety because we have a problem if anybody's coming up behind us. So accelerate out of there. It's about taking action, 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 action. This is a way to take action. You don't want other people to do things for you. You don't want to be thinking the whole time. So this is the plan method. All I have to do is put myself in a new position. Is there a hazardous situation? Is there any relevant threats? If it is, I got to navigate. I got to move. I got to go to a new position. Boom, 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 go. Boom, 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 go. Boom, 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 go. You have to keep making decisions because you're traveling at speed and you don't want to get hit. A lot of people just think the whole time and things happen to them. So they rev bomb, they honk the horn, all that other stuff. Do something.
The whole time, because I had a feeling.
Van crashes into lorry. Okay. So maintaining a space cushion, very good. Oh, van wasn't paying attention.
Ooh.
So right there, they hit. Watch out for them reversing into you. So he's doing a head check to the left real quick because he's going to want to switch lanes. So good job on that.
Ooh.
Oh, don't be in a car or on your motorcycle. Give space when you see something like that. You saw them drop something. They're going to drop something. On a motorcycle, you run over something dropped, you might fall down. So you're going to be practicing your swerves here. In a car, it's going to go under your undercarriage, it's going to break something, or it's going to go through your windshield, or it's going to break your bumper, or whatever it is. Give that space. I like it when cops pull these people over because they don't have their stuff tied down.
Dude, you're dropping.
Just give them space or pass them. Look at that. Yeah, just pass them, get out of there. Intersection, we got a bird on the road. Nice little adjustment. Oh, geez. I think we've all dealt with that, having to do a quick little... Uh-oh. Open lane pattern. You guys see that? You guys see it? Just the 1 second we saw. We're moving faster than this person and this person. This person right here doesn't want to be stuck behind this person. They see this vehicle moving faster than this person, so they're like, okay, we'll just switch over. They don't check their mirrors. They don't check their blind spots for us. And this right here is why we ride staggered with other vehicles, just like in a group ride. Because when they switch over, we're not right here. Ride staggered. But just see this. Just see this when you're out driving. Let me know in the chat if you see this when we're out driving.
This is one of those situations that shows just how important it is to stay out of the driver's blind spot.
Good job moving over to a new position to the left. Watch out for the curb and move on. All right, we're gonna switch over. Be careful when you're doing that because of that right there. Not a big deal, side of the vehicle. Go ahead and move over just a little bit. Trying to avoid all these issues. That person wants to do that, kind of a D move, but whatever. Just going to swerve and accelerate out of there. Good. Carnage garage on wheels. Okay, so what do we got here? We have a turn coming up. We have the side of the vehicle approaching. Are they going to come out? Yes, they are. Good job that they saw, but we're not speeding super fast. We were able to kind of slow down a little bit, navigate around it. Side of the bicyclist. Usually problems. Good job applying some brakes. See, cyclists, they want access to the road, but they don't follow the road rules. Like, get to the turn lane and then turn left. Why are you crossing across everything? Good job with the braking, though, and seeing that ahead of time. All right, 125 kilometers an hour, pushing it a little bit, kind of tucked in. We saw that it was a merging area. It's not necessarily a close call. You moved yourself out of the way. But if you're coming up to here and you see the merging cars right here, like we saw this in the first video, just move over. I get it. They should be yielding, but they don't do that they don't do that a lot. They just go. They don't like to yield. So just move over. Not a big deal. Don't wait until you get close. Yeah, so there's a yield sign. They're supposed to be yielding, but they don't. Just move over early. Move over earlier than that. So what are they gonna do? Run into the wall so that you can keep staying in your lane? All right, little one-wheel looking thing. So we got some e-bikes, a mix of scooters. Yeah, there's a curb there, buddy. There's a curb there. This is a pretty eclectic, I've always wanted to use that word, group of people. We have a motorcycle, we have a Suron, we have that little like unicycle thing. There's a motorcycle there. There's a scooter with LEDs right here. It's like an electric bike and motorcycles, and he just runs right over the curb. Good job on everyone kind of paying attention. There's another scooter there. It kind of looks like fun. But anyways, no fast lane, bro. Any angry driver tailgates me for no reason. All right, let's take a look. We're on a scooter. Okay, so we have somebody on our butt. So scooters really aren't the fastest. So try to stay out of the fast lane. Just kind of stick in the right lane for the most part. Not a big deal. You don't have to be... Okay, we chased him down.
Hey, bro, I got a question.
You don't have to chase him
Is
down.
there a reason why you were so close to me on that road back there?
Let's see how this is handled, though.
Close to you. Why
Yeah.
are you in the fast lane on a scooter?
There's not a fast lane coming in town.
The left lane is called the passing lane, brother.
It's actually the middle lane because they go both
It's called the
ways.
passing lane,
They go
brother.
both
You
ways.
need to learn how to drive.
So you ask here's the thing. You ask him a question. He gives you his answer. And then you want to argue. So like you went into this wanting to argue. So you're escalating. Like you not only like the issue was on the road, it's over. That's it. It's over. You went to follow, to ask. Really was you went to follow to argue. So it's escalated again. And then he talks to you calmly, and then you deflect and defend your own position. So you just really were there because you're pissed off. Learn to control your emotions, kind of breathe a little bit, set it aside. Especially if it's strangers. Here's the thing. If it's a stranger, who cares? Strangers, that's it. It's done. It's over. There were strangers beforehand. You had a minor connection in life, and then they become strangers again. Now, I get it when it comes to like friends, family, you know, your girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, and you kind of want to be heard, and then you go ahead, figure out how to have conflict. But here,
Oh, okay.
just let it go.
Well, I actually just don't. Okay.
I don't ride
It's not
people's ass.
camera, so
Get
and it'll be on
get out the
YouTube.
fast lane.
So I can't wait.
And then at the end of the day, you're on the scooter. He's not. I mean, if he does want to escalate it himself, because you know you're escalating, he might want to escalate it from here, and he could just knock you over. There could be a fight. There could be whatever.
Fast lane, dog.
There's no fast lane.
Get out of the fast lane.
There's no fast lane,
Get
okay?
out of the fast
There's
lane.
no fast lane.
That's all I'm saying.
All I'm saying,
He's
there's no fast lane.
That guy's doing it
You
pretty
can't
well,
get
to
fast
be
lane
honest.
on-
Lane law. Look
No,
up the
I
left
know
lane
it,
law. Look up
but
the
there's
I
no
like his
fast
mullet,
lane
too.
when there's two lane directions. When you turn left and right on a road, the fast lane. Oh, well, I hope they do, but that's not on that road.
I want to see if I can get his
I know it.
license plate. What is that? What is that? What's that license plate? Is there a way to No, I can't zoom. It's just going to zoom the UI. I wonder if I do this. No, just the UI. Gosh, I want to look up There's a Law and see if this guy's in the right, just to prove the scooter
But
guy
there's
wrong.
No fast lane when there's two lane directions. When you turn left and right. I know it, but
I know this. We're doing this live, and I really don't want to take up too much of the live because this is just being recorded. I don't even want to edit this out. You guys are just gonna stick with me. You guys are just gonna stick with me. I'm petty. I try not to be, but I'm leaning into it on this one. You guys help me out here. Start Googling. Damn. I can't see what it is. Like, what's the black? I mean, that's the "Don't Tread on Me" flag, but I think that's like something that you can add when you get a new What do you think this is? We might just have to have the answer. If you're watching this after the fact and this is uploaded, I think this is gonna be the Saturday's video. Write in the comments what you think that is. See if you can find the left lane law and all that stuff. We'll try to figure it out on the live stream here Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. We'll try to figure that out.
When you turn fast lane. Oh, well, I hope
Kentucky
they do.
resident,
That's not
Alabama.
on my
You guys
road,
are.
okay?
Every road.
If you're telling me I need to get educated, you need to read the book.
Roads are 3 lanes, dog.
It's not.
You
Not
need to
when you
learn-
turn
need to learn
both
to ride in the
directions.
right lane.
So
Ride
why
in the
would you
right
have a
lane.
fast lane if you turn left?
That's
So a little bit more into conflict, right? Scooter guy wants to be heard. That's why he keeps pushing. This guy wants to be heard too. They're being combative. They're like, you're not hearing me, I'm not hearing you. Something very simple to de-escalate. This guy right here with the mullet, he does not have to do this. But here's what you can do. Be like, hey, I understand you're upset that you think I was tailgating you. Not a big deal. I'm sorry. You don't want to say big deal, but it's like, sorry that you felt like I was tailgating you. There was no reason. I wasn't trying to be upset with you. There's nothing. Hope you have a great day. Easy to just kind of de-escalate that way. Or you can just actively listen to it. Be like, hey, I see that you feel like I was tailgating you. That's not my intent. Whatever it is, kind of move on. Hopefully that de-escalates the person to also saying, hey, I just want you to understand, like, it made me feel like we're on scooters, I'm on a motorcycle, it's dangerous for us. Any type of, road surface, like a pothole or somebody kind of clipping us, will knock us down, and then now we don't have a cage, and then we crash and we get hurt. It's like, just be aware on how close you could be when it comes to like a motorcyclist, because it's a big issue for our motorcycle community. Like, you can totally shift it in these ways. But when you're like, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this, it becomes a problem. And it really takes two mature people to really do that, though. And that's one of the problems, is that there's not a lot of people that are mature or that will want to listen or want to, set aside ego. Ego is such a problem. And really, and here's the thing, at the end of the day, you don't even have to pull up to this person to deal with it. You don't even have to do that. I know New Mexico has a black plate, but I don't think this is New Mexico. All right, guys. With that said, I hope you guys ride safe, be safe. Please check out the Smart Rider crew if you want to be a part of the Smart Rider crew. There's a founding position for it, but we got the Smart Rider training manual coming out hopefully by the end of the month, and we have the Smart Rider drills already available. So if you become a Smart Rider crew member, you get the Smart Rider drills, and you're going to get the Smart Rider training manual, and then future courses that I put out, and it's going to be an online motorcycle club. So please do that. Join up, and we're going to have some really cool events coming up, and you guys get to help vote on those things. With that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and I'll see you guys on the next live stream.